Hello everyone, here we are again. This time it's a tutorial of the week, and this week we've chosen another Beatles song, a brilliant song called Penny Lane, written mostly by Paul McCartney back in 1966, recorded in 67, and it was a peculiar thing. It was going to go on the Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band album, but the record company wanted a single release, and so just to be awkward, the Beatles put out Penny Lane as a double A-side with Strawberry Fields Forever. This of course was back in the days when single records were 45 revolutions per minute and had an A-side and a B-side. But this one came out, Penny Lane, Strawberry Fields, as a double A-side, and because of the people who ran the charts, they had a policy about double A-sides, and so in their eyes, this particular recording, or the release, never made it to number one. It only reached number 6 in the UK hit parade, but to everybody else, most normal people on planet Earth, Penny Lane and Strawberry Fields Forever is a number one. Certainly is in my book. Terrific song, all about places in the locality of Mossley in South Liverpool, which is where the Beatles used to, the circles they used to move in when they were kids. Right, now the Beatles recording of this song, if you want to play along, you'll struggle because it's in the key of B major. So that's nice. So we can't, well, we're not going to do it in B major because that way madness lies. So we've brought it down to the key of G major. If you want to play along with the record, then you'll have to put your capo on the 4th fret, won't you, and play G chords. Anyway, we're doing it in G, and we have the song sheet available. I know one or two people have already had the song sheet. Since then, I put a couple of amendments on it, so I've got a record of who I've sent it to, so I'll resend the revised version, so fear not. No introduction to this, it comes straight in. So the first chord is a G chord, and that's on the first beat of the bar on the word lane, but in Penny is on the previous 2 beats of the last 2 beats of the previous bar. So we've got an anacrusis going on here, and so you need to get the key fixed in your head because you start singing actually before you start playing. Your starting note is a D, which is the D above middle C, and it is fret 2 on the C string of your ukulele. So in Penny Lane, it goes like that. So the first chord is a G, and just play that in your natural first position, G, 0, 2, 3, 2. High or low, G makes no difference. Pam's using a high G,
yeah,
and I'm using a low G. Oh, Pam has new strings,
yeah,
on her little soprano, courtesy of Ken Middleton at Living Water Strings. So thanks, Ken. Ken is a good friend of ours, but we don't get any commission from plugging his strings, but they are very good. Fluorocarbon, clear strings, and they're lovely. Where are we? Yes, Penny Lane. Starting on a G, and stay on the G, Penny Lane. There we go. And Photographs is an A minor 7th. Now, as I've said before, you can just hit your A minor 7th like that, and I don't like it. I will play anything rather than the open 4 strings for an A minor 7th, except very, very occasionally it makes the right sound, but not very often because it's uncontrolled. 2030 is quite a nice variation because it hides the 7th note, the G, actually in the chord and puts the A in underneath. A nicer way still to play A minor 7th is 0, 4, 5, 3. And that's a really nice inversion. It's a G minor chord raised 2 frets because the G note on the G string is the 7th note in the A minor scale. So there we go. So we go from a G minor to an A minor 7th and then a D 7th. Well, 2-0-2-0 works fine there, or 2-2-2-3 works fine there, or 5-6-5-5. Choose your weapon for a D7 there. And then the second line of every head he's had the pleasure to know, we go back to a G chord, and then we go to a G minor 7th. And you may as well play that in the first position, which is 0-2-1-1. Okay, now, so over those first 2 lines, the bass is doing something quite distinctive. It's doing a rundown from the G chord on Lane. It's doing this. So in Penny Lane there is a barber showing home. So if you've got a bass man, get your bass man to do that. So we get that rundown again on the second line of every head he's had, every had the pleasure to know. And when we get to know, we get a G minor 7th, which gives us an F natural note. Because we're getting a second little rundown from that G minor 7th. We go from the F to the E natural, and then the E flat to a D. So we're getting that every head he's had the pleasure to know, and all the people that come and go stop and say hello. So we're getting that F, E, E flat, D, and we achieve that by the G minor 7th, which is, as I say, 0-2-1-1, G minor 6th, 0-2-0-1, E flat. Right, now your standard songbooks will show E flat up there as 3-3-3-6. But while we're in this area of the fretboard, we can go from G 7th to G 6th, or G minor 7th to G minor 6th to E flat by simply sliding the middle finger up to the 3rd fret of the C string and dropping the ring finger down onto the 3rd fret of the E string, which is a nice simple E flat. And then we go to a D7th, and from there again you can either go to whichever D7 you choose. The open D7, 2-0-2-0, actually works quite well there, so feel free. So if we put all that together and run through the first verse and just see how it all hangs together. 1, 2, 3. In Penny Lane there is a barber showing photographs of every head he's had the pleasure to know, and all the people that come and go stop and say hello. Okay, now that little turnaround at the end of the first verse works nicely. If you're playing the D7, the open D7, 2-0-2-0, just drop your little finger in on the 3rd fret of the E string, which gives you the D7 with a suspended 4th, the G note. Just a down, up with the suspension added. On the corner. So it just adds a little embellishment into your playing. So that's something else to consider. Second verse runs through exactly the same as the first verse until you get to the end of the second verse, because instead of going back to G, you're going to just drop down into the key of F for the bit that goes penny lane is in my ears and in my eyes. So from the D7th at the end of the previous verse, we just nip down to a C to give us the transitional chord to the F. So the end of the second verse goes, and the banker never is a man in the pouring rain, very strange. And I quite like the C5 there, which is 0033. Just makes a, again, just makes a slight difference in the harmonies and in the accompaniment. So then we go into said middle eight, the bridge passage, which is in the key of F. So it's penny lane is in my ears and in my eyes. Penny lane. Now for this F chord, try adding the C note on the 3rd fret of the A string. So we get a C open. And if you want to echo the melody there, the melody is doing this. So you can do that on the F, and then flatten your index finger across the E string and the A string, which just gives you that B flat. Then take it off and put it back on again. So we go. And then add the G. Oh, where is it? That G. And then to the B flat. So that works as. Okay, and then on that B flat, you're holding it for 2 whole beats, 2 whole bars rather, 8 beats. So there's something that you can do to make that a little bit more interesting, and that is put a couple of suspensions into it. Now, the easiest way to do this is to play your B flat with just the half bar, with your index finger flattened over the E string and A string rather than flattened across all 4. Because if you're playing it like this, you're playing a B flat, you can add the suspended 4th, which is the E flat note, 3rd fret on the C string, and then take it off again, and then take off your middle finger to suspend the 2nd, which is the C note, which is the C string open, and then put it back on again. So we're getting. You might need to practice that, because I certainly did, but it's dropping the little finger on, taking it off, taking the middle finger off and putting it back on. So we're getting. It's just a nice little effect, and it echoes what the brass is doing in the accompaniment. Shall we try that again? That for the first 2 lines of the bridge, the first line of the bridge. Penny lane is in my ears and in my eyes. And so that again, it's just a little embellishment. There beneath the blue suburban skies, I sit and meanwhile back. Now, this is where the error lies on the printed copy that some of you have had. I've put a rogue A7th in there by mistake, and it shouldn't be there. After the blue suburban skies, I sit, it should go straight to a D7. So we get there beneath the blue suburban skies, I sit and meanwhile back in penny lane. That D7 there is a transiting chord to get back to the key of G. And that is pretty much everything, because everything from there on in repeats. After the third verse, it's the keeps your fire engine clean, it's a clean machine. Now this is where the record has the instrumental break featuring that amazing obbligato played on a piccolo trumpet by a session musician called David Mason, if you want to know. But I don't have a piccolo trumpet, and even if I had, I couldn't play the thing. So we've left out the instrumental break, but if you would like to put something together for the instrumental break, the accompanying chords to the break are the verse, any verse. But I would use the second verse because from there you're going to the section in F. The penny lane is in my ears and in my eyes. So if you're going to play, you make up your own instrumental break, use the second verse as the chords to base it on. And then we get to penny lane is in my ears and in my eyes as before. And then the next line, the timing is a little bit awkward because the vocal is a 4 of fish and finger pies in summer, and that has a little hiatus before the lyric. So we get 2 beats on the F after the 8 beats on the B flat that goes before it. So that second bridge passage goes like this. 1, 2, 3. Penny lane is in my ears and in my eyes. 2, and 2 beats on F. A 4 of fish and finger pies in summer, meanwhile. Now, don't know if you noticed there, but I was damping those F and B flat chords. I was lifting the pressure off the frets, leaving my fingers on the strings but lifting the pressure off to shorten the sound in the ukulele, to make it staccato. Which is another effect you can use if you're doing that. If you're doing those suspensions on the B flat in the first time round, you might think of damping the second time round. Again, just to vary things a little bit. And then we get to the fourth verse, behind the shelter in the middle of the roundabout. And that's pretty much it, because everything else is a repeat of what's gone before, until you get to the very end, where instead of doing penny lane is in my ears and in my eyes in F and B flat, you're doing it in G and C. So yeah. So you can do that same kind of suspension bit, but instead of having F with the added C, we need a G with the added D. So it's a G shape with the little finger up on the 5th fret of the A string, and then slide it down to the 3rd fret, take it off, put it back on, so we get, and then take your middle finger off to the C, and again, see if you play C5 there, you can put that little suspension in, the C suspended 4th, it's the F note, 1st fret of the E string, then open, and then the suspended 2nd, which is the 2nd fret of the C string. And again, just a little embellishment that you can put in if you choose to do so. When you play this at the club, if you add some of these little embellishments, people will think, hello, what are they up to? So, there we are. And right at the end, after that, penny lane is in my ears and in my eyes in using G and C. It's there beneath the blue suburban skies. And then it just finishes on a G chord on penny lane. And again, add that 5th note, makes that D note ring out there, because because the fifth note, the D in the key of G, is the strongest note in the chord, apart from the root. So it works better than the B, which is the weakest note in the chord. Or if you want to be really fancy about it, you can play 7, 7, 7, 10, and end with the G up there. So that's pretty much it, really. It's not a difficult song to play. It's a nice song to play, nice song to sing too. And I thank very much Paul McCartney for writing it for posterity.
Yes.
Right, I think that's all. You haven't said anything.
No, I know, I've been quite well behaved.
There's a first time for everything. I've had my hair cut. Oh, finally, after lockdown. It's been about 4 months and it was driving me to drink. Not that I needed a lot of driving. Anyway, enough of that. Okay, that's all. If you've got any problems, questions, queries about this, please let us know and we'll do our best to answer them. If you want the song sheet, here it is, and I will amend it before I send it out. And for those that I've already sent it to, I will send you a revised version. But that's it for today, isn't it?
It is.
So we're going to clear off into the sunshine. Mercifully, the sun is shining. So we hope to see you soon. And until we do, you know what to do. Stay safe, be kind to yourselves, and look after each other. So it's goodbye from Pam.
Bye.
Bye from me, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.